A gay couple in the country of Colombia was driven out of a public park by a pretty hateful mob just because they had the audacity to show their love and affection with each other with a kiss. Now, the community later decided to come together to show their support for the couple by holding a massive kiss-a-thon, which I love. But before we get to that, I do want to give you some details on what happened. So this happened in Colombia's capital of Bogotá. Overall, Colombia is actually pretty supportive of gay rights. Colombia is one of the most liberal countries in Latin America when it comes to LGBTQ rights. Same-sex marriage was legalized in 2016, and same-sex parents have equal rights to adoption. Anti-LGBTQ discrimination is even prohibited by law. But sadly, as we know here in the United States, a similar situation in Colombia with hateful people who don't want gay couples to enjoy the same rights. So this is where Santiago Maldonado and Jorge Esteban Farias were just enjoying their time together at this public park. They were kissing, and then that was when a mob decided to basically bother them and drive them out of the park. So let's take a quick look at this video and I'll explain what's going on. So that woman with the stick, with the crazy stick, says terrible things to them. If you don't leave, we'll lynch you, one woman screamed. In this neighborhood, we don't allow sex in the park. They were just kissing. We don't, look at that woman. No, girl, you need therapy. You need therapy. That's what you need, okay? Like, by the way, threatening them with physical violence. Over the shouting, a young man asks, what sex? And repeat, they'd only been kissing. So like, they weren't doing anything wrong. They were just being affectionate with one another at this park, and then the violent mob comes after them. You can see it in the video. How horrifying is that, John? I mean, sharing a tender moment with a loved one and then being confronted by these insane people.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're used to, this sort of homophobia. The fact that people carry around cameras makes it easier to see how common it is. It's common here. Why not around the world? The fact that you would feel like so free in a public place, not just to yell at and harass and try to drive away people that you hate or fear, but that you would feel free to attack them. Like you would think, well, no, it's so obvious that what they're doing is worse than me with the physical violence, that if anyone sees this, if the authorities come, they will definitely side with me to help me in beating and driving off these people. It's insane. I mean, look, we also have become much more familiar with the Karenization of everyday encounters. That sort of thing that just happened in Colombia. That could have been anywhere in America, basically. I would not have been surprised for us to have that happen in Florida or wherever, maybe in Orange County or something. Like, people feel like everyone else's life is theirs to determine. There's this knee-jerk opposition to the fact that there's this slow incremental change in some of these social areas. And unfortunately, they're so angry to see the world changing that they will lash out with violence, even deadly violence.
I think it's super weird when the happiness of others, which has absolutely no negative impact on your life, somehow becomes like the bane of your existence. That means that you've got issues that you've got to work out, right? The idea of seeing people demonstrate their love for one another, whether it be through a kiss, by a loving embrace, or any other way that's obviously not lewd or whatever, like, they weren't doing anything wrong. And the fact that just seeing two people happy, seeing two people demonstrate their love for one another, like, evokes the kind of reaction we saw from that woman holding the stick. It's, and you're right, John. I mean, yes, we have a lot of that here in the United States. I want to be clear, this is not a commentary on Colombia as a country. Every country is unfortunately gonna have a group of people who are consumed with their own hatred for others, even when the people they hate so much have no impact, no bearing on their own lives, right? But what I do love about this story, because there is a good part of it, that video went viral, right? The video of the mob attacking the couple went viral, and people decided, no, we gotta come together and show this couple who we really are, what we represent. We gotta support them. And so they had something called a besaton, or kissathon in English. And the kissathon was held in the same park where the couples were accosted. And here's what it looked like. Here's some images and tweets to share with you. One person shared an image and said, an image of two men kissing, I believe. And it says, today we said that they are not going to continue intimidating us. We are going to continue loving and living in freedom, even if it bothers you. Love it, and it really shouldn't bother anyone. Here's another tweet. For kissing in a park, a couple of boys were beaten with a stick. The answer will always be more kisses, more love. I love it so much, it's gonna make me cry. It's just sweet, it's sweet. I love when I see communities come together to support one another. I love when people are like, oh, you're gonna be hateful? No, I'm gonna step in and I'm gonna defend the people who are needlessly being harassed for being decent, loving human beings.
Yeah, it definitely, it's good. But like I start to feel a little bit queasy thinking about like if that was in America, like think about some of the groups, what they would want to do to an organization, like an organized event like that. Like I think we need to counter the hate with love, but that doesn't make the hate go away necessarily. Like there are people who would have loved to have just driven through that crowd with SUVs. Like we have a lot of really, really hateful people. And so we do need the love, but we also at the same time need strength. We need to gain power. We need to protect people with the community and with understanding and acceptance, but also with the law as well.
Yeah, but look, let me be clear. In Colombia, the laws are in the right place, right? So there are laws against discriminating against members of the LGBTQ community. Same-sex marriage is legalized. Adoption is legalized for same-sex couples. If it were different, then I'd agree with you, right? This isn't the United States. We are a uniquely violent country when it comes to political violence and gun violence, and you're right about all of that. But please don't take away from the good inspirational part of this, because here's what we don't have in the United States. I don't think we do have people who are willing to intervene the way that this group of loving individuals did to show support. I think that we're super atomized. I think people are afraid to defend one another in real life. There's a lot of Twitter warrior stuff going on, which honestly doesn't amount to much. But when you see someone being threatened physically in public because of who they are, because of their identity, I just wish we had more of a culture where people came together and like stomped that out right away. I'm not saying there are no examples of it. I'm sure there are some, but I think the reason why this story stood out to me so much is because we don't see it as much as I'd like to in the United States. I'd love to see our communities come together to defend people who get attacked by violent right-wing mobs. And finally, I want to end on this wonderful image of the woman with the stick because they photoshopped her to hold a gay flag. And I love it so much.